Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Steven and I'm super excited to have you here. If this is your first time, welcome. And if this is not your first time, welcome back. This is All Things Love. Let's Talk Love with Steven. Here we talk about love, marriage, relationship, and how we can do it God's way. And I'm always so glad to do this with every one of you. So today's episode, I really love today's episode because it's very candid, right? So basically, a young lady named Anna had reached out to me, had some questions. She basically had three guys, and she didn't know which one to choose. And with her permission, I opened it up to on my social media, right? I asked some of you guys that follow me on social media on Facebook and Instagram, and some of you on my WhatsApp. I put up the story of each of the guys and I asked you what you thought. If you haven't seen it, because I won't be able to tell you all the nitty-gritties of every one of them, so if you haven't seen it, please go to my Instagram at bologi.steven or my Facebook Bologi Christy Steven and read the nitty-gritties. But basically, I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I think of the three guys that Anna has on her neck, if I can put it that way, and basically my advice to Anna, right? I say basically a lot. Okay, so that's what this episode is going to be about. Are you ready? I am. Okay, let's start. So I have some of my notes here just so I don't forget anything about this guy. So contestant number one is Ben. Ben is sweet, he's romantic. Just like read it on Instagram, guys, because I can't tell you all the details. But basically, he's sweet, he's romantic, he's smart, he's focused, he is fine, according to her. But the problem is, number one, Ben is not ready to commit, right? Every time she brings it up, is either he gives some excuse or they get into an argument, right? And she's starting to wonder if it's about her. Look, Anna, a guy that wants you and he's going to go after you. A guy that's giving you an excuse. There's times that we hear that, oh, some guys might need a little push, right? If Ben is that kind of guy, when you bring it up, he would follow through, right? But what you've said, when you bring it up, he runs away or it turns into an argument. He's not ready for you. And sometimes ladies, right, I think our ego gets in the way. I know they say guys have ego, but yeah, ladies have egos too. Sometimes our ego gets in the way and you think you're the one that would change him. Girl, listen, I've been there, I've done that. A guy that is ready for you is ready for you. And a guy that is not ready for you will not be ready for you. You'd be surprised that this guy that is scared to commit or whatever he tells you will turn around tomorrow and you see a wedding ivy because he's ready for the person that he meets, So if he's not ready to commit, don't waste your time. Don't try and convince him. When you get married, are you going to keep convincing him to stay married to you? Come on. If it's a case of he needs a little nudge, I think you've done that by bringing it up. Anything more than that is a no. There's no need to go into that because it's not sustainable in marriage. Every person needs their own conviction. And this is not even marriage, this is a relationship, right? Yes, leading to marriage, but you can't be convincing him. He needs his own conviction. So that's already a red flag. Number two, you talked about denomination issues. You said you don't believe that some things practiced in his denomination are biblical. Now that's a big issue, right? Bible says, can two walk together unless they be agreed? Now, yes, you're both Christians and that's great. But denomination issues, because what's going to happen eventually if you get married? Which church are you going to go to? You said he's not going to change, and I don't think you should go to a church where you don't believe that they are teaching biblical principles. Of course, I hope you are right because you have foundational biblical principles that you're going by yourself. But if both of you cannot agree on a denomination, that's a problem. And if you honestly believe that some things in his church are not biblical, have you had conversations with him? But that's a point of no agreement. But first of all, this is baseless because the guy is not even committing in the first place. So you can't put something on nothing and expect it to stand. So we are putting denomination on top non-commitment. There's no point. So it's a no for me. For Ben, it's a no for me. So let's go to number 2. There's no point. Sorry, Anna. So number 2 is Elijah, right? And you said Elijah he's a passionate guy, he's a leader, he's strong, he's intelligent, he's pro-commitment, thank God. So you know what pro-commitment means. There's a guy that wants to commit with you, right? But let's see. Okay, so he's a Bible study leader. Okay. So you talked about him. He's gone into this logical phase where he's questioning everything and questioning God and wants you to make it make sense even when it comes to God. Now, there is nothing wrong with being logical, right? Many times Christians, we make it look like once you come into Christianity or the faith, you have to drop your brains behind. No. You know, even the Bible, it says, come, let's reason together, right? That's one. And then 2, in the New Testament, it talks about be ready to defend your faith, you know. So that speaks of some logic. That's why we have apologetics. That's why we have people who are apologetics and they defend, you know, the faith with intelligent conversation, intelligent arguments, if I can put it that way, you know, and all of that. However, there is still a caution to it, because there is a point where you would have to leave logic. So yes, there is reasoning, there is intelligence, there is intellectual capacity and all of that. But in Christianity and in our faith, there is so much that logic can carry you through. And that's why it's called faith. There is a point where you just have to believe even when we can't make it make sense. And that's why a relationship with God is important, because that's the foundation upon which the faith rides. So that even when it doesn't make sense and we cannot make it make sense, our faith then carries us through. So there is a place for logic. However, you cannot do Christianity and a relationship with God with only logic. You would need a point where logic just has to chill and you're just gonna have faith. But you can't have faith if you don't know this person. So if he's just questioning, that's but if he's getting to the point where he wants everything you have to be able to calculate 1 + 1 + 1 like that, then I mean, that's not healthy. Bible study teacher or not. Sometimes people use a lot of logic and in intellect to explain the Bible, but the Bible says that the letter killeth and the spirit gives life. The Bible is not a book where you just use your intellect. It's Holy Spirit inspired. So he can be a great Bible study teacher and just be going on intellect. He needs the Spirit of God. And that Spirit of God, you know, has a point where logic will not carry him. So if he truly has the Spirit of God, then he won't seek just the logic. You know, he's going to have a place for faith. So that's a gray area, really. That's a gray area for me. And then 2, you talked about passionate anger. My sister, tread carefully. You know, you said he's a very passionate person, you know, and because he's so passionate, he's passionately angry. My sister, like some people said in the guys, you need to go through Instagram and Facebook, because some people's comments really made a lot of sense. Somebody said he will passionately, you know, use that anger on you, and it's true. You know, we're not asking for perfection, but progression. So even if, yeah, he's maybe struggling with anger issues and whatnot, this passionate anger and the fact that he is defending it by saying, oh, I'm just a passionate person, that's a red flag, my sister. It's different if you say, oh, I'm struggling with anger, I need prayers, I need therapy, I need counseling, who can I speak with? Now that's somebody that has seen that this is a problem and is trying to get help. But if he's defending it and saying, oh, I'm just a passionate person, that's why, that's a red flag, because he's not going to get better. He's not going to get help. And one day, that passionate anger will be directed at you, because nobody is going to upset you like your partner. Nobody will upset him like you when you're in a relationship and subsequently in marriage. So for me, defending that passionate anger is a red flag, and you need to walk away from that situation. So number three, Tayo. Tayo is Mr. Good Guy, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. He's musically inclined, which is great. Perfect gentleman, loves God, gets vulnerable with you, talks about his future, and he puts you here and there. I can see you. You know how it goes. That's really sweet. But Mr. Tayo has a girlfriend. And he has told Anna to wait for him, and he has told Anna he doesn't really love his girlfriend anymore, and all of that. Look, Anna, love honors. He's not treating you with honor, and he's not treating his girlfriend with honor. And that is a big red flag. It's important that he sorts out that place, that situation that he's in. He's getting so involved with you. And then he's not even saying, oh, that situation is not working. He's saying, oh, I don't love her anymore. I now love you. So what happens when 3 days after your relationship, he doesn't love you anymore? He now loves X, and then Y, and then Z. Anybody that breaks up with somebody just to get with you will probably break up with you, will get to another person. It has to be beyond, I just don't love her. If you are in a relationship that is not working, by all means, end it honorably, and move on. He can't be stringing. Number one, he hasn't broken up with her. Number two, he's stringing you along. Number three, he's telling you not to be with anybody else. Just stay and wait for him without anything definite. That's not great. That doesn't speak of a man that has honor. That doesn't speak of a man that respects you or the current girlfriend that he's with. That doesn't speak of a man that is ready to put his character, in line with the love of God that he professes. So for me, my sister, don't be waiting for Tayo, because this Tayo didn't get a timeline. This Tayo is not serious. This Tayo wants the benefit of having you on the side without really committing to you, because he'll just keep telling you that he'll break up with her. And then even if he breaks up with her and comes with you, would you have peace that he won't do the same thing to you? I'm just asking. So Anna, unfortunately, it's a no for all of them. It's not funny, but it's the truth. It's a no for all of them. And yes, many times we have these questions like Anna, where we go, oh, who should I choose? I have Mr. ABC, or I have Sister ABC. Who should I choose? Sometimes the answer is none of them. And we must get to the point where we're okay saying that none of you look like it. So I'm going to choose none of you, and I'm going to continue to wait. It doesn't always have to be one of the current options, especially when it's clear that the current options are not it. Right? We must learn to be like Adam. When Adam was naming the animals, he saw that there was none for him. He didn't say, oh, the animals are almost finishing, they're almost finishing. Which one will I choose for myself out of them? No. He finished and saw that there was none for him, and he went about his business. He continued whatever it was, whether, naming the plants or whatever it was that he was doing, and chilling with God in the evening. And guess what? God brought Eve to him. So I'm trying to say that we have to get to a point where we're comfortable saying that none of these options is right. So I'm going to pick none of them, and I'm going to continue to wait. We must not always think that because there are 3 guys or 3 girls around us, the option has to be. If the right person is part of the options, great. That's awesome, and I celebrate you, and I'm happy for you, and congratulations. But if the right person that you know that is who God will have you be, who you do life and purpose with, who has integrity, who has, all of the things that you need as a woman or as a man, is not any of your options, it's okay to let all of them go. Go back to being single. And when the right person comes, whether there are options or not, you would pick honorably. So I think that's the one big lesson, apart from, the things I've shared on the 3 guys, 3 of Anna's options in Anna's dilemma. I think the main lesson I want us to just have and bear in mind is that sometimes we can't just limit ourselves to the current options. God is so much more than that. So you should be okay saying no to the current options, all 10 or 15 of them, if none of them is right according to the will of God for you. So don't limit yourself to the current situation, that you have. All right, guys, I hope you learned something from this episode, either from any of the guys or from the final lesson I shared. If you learned something, I want to see it in the comments. If you've met Ben or EJ, or what's the other guy's name, Tayo, please put it in the comments, or somebody like them. Somebody on Instagram, I think, was saying that it's like I've met this. If you've met any of them before, please put it in the comments. Let's hear. It's always fun chatting with you guys. I always enjoy my time with you guys. As usual, feel free to let me know if you want me to discuss any particular topic, or if you have a question for me. You can put it in the comments. You can send it to me as a DM on Instagram at bologi.steven, or you can send me an email at bologisteven@gmail.com. All right, guys, till next episode. I hope you have a lovely weekend or day whenever you watch this. Don't forget to please like this video, share this video with somebody that you know needs this. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Come on, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that every Friday when new episodes come up, you'll be the first to know. See you next episode. I love you so much, guys. Bye.